Hey, it's me, and welcome to Team HQ Trump Mafia. Now, there's a very dangerous development here that I want to discuss. But before that, just a note about Joe Biden. For the last 50 years, he's been known to be very stupid. He's a very stupid man for blurting out secrets, right? So you hear something in a meeting and, he always wants to let people know that he's in the know. And so he's blurting out things that he shouldn't be saying in public because he's stupid. He's a stupid man. But now that he's senile, it's even worse. And if he's in Europe and he's talking about Putin having to be removed and about troops going into Ukraine, you'll be there soon, he told the 82nd. These are situations that could cause an escalation. It could cause World War III. Yeah, we're talking about a so-called president that constantly blurts out something, and then the White House has to quickly correct him. But the world only hears what he said, not the corrections that come afterwards. And so this is a major problem. And guess what? If you impeach Joe Biden, you have the camel toe. She's equally stupid, and she may be even more stupid than a senile old man. Yeah, that's how dumb she is. But the dangerous situation that I'm talking about is part of what Biden actually said. He heard it in meetings, so he talked about it. He shouldn't have. But he gave away the plan. And the plan is that NATO wants to go into Ukraine in the western part, establish a no-fly zone there, and have peacekeeping troops. Yeah, NATO peacekeeping troops. I mean, what the hell is that? No, it means NATO wants to occupy part of Ukraine as a buffer. But for Russia, that's entering a theater of war. If NATO, a military alliance, enters Ukraine, they're entering the war. And they're obviously on the side of Ukraine since they're arming Ukraine. Now, Russia already hit a couple of forward NATO bases that were supposed to be secret, right, in western Ukraine. And you didn't have a big reaction from NATO because they know they were not supposed to be there. And they were denying, of course, that these were NATO bases where NATO people were training Ukrainians on how to use weapons and tactics. In the same way, they're denying everything about the biolabs. So it's deny. But now, of course, they'll have to deny that they have a plan to go into western Ukraine. And we're talking about seeing Lviv as the capital of the western Ukraine. So we're potentially talking about a plan to divide Ukraine into two halves, just kind of like how Berlin was divided into just after World War II. And NATO, meaning the USA, will control a chunk of western Ukraine. Now, it's true that the Russians haven't really gone into western Ukraine, and it seems they're focused on the south and the east, and kind of encircling Kyiv or Kiev, just to kind of block the communications and the movement of troops. But in not going into western Ukraine, they're kind of leaving it open for NATO to move in. Now, obviously, if NATO moves in and Russia hits them, we're talking about World War III because it's an automatic escalation. So for NATO to go into western Ukraine is akin, or the same as, declaring war on Russia. Yeah. And you can call it peacekeeping troops all you want. I mean, what? You invade a country or a theater of war, and you're like, oh, we're just keeping the peace here, right? Well, are they going to enter carrying flowers? No. They're going to enter with weapons, right? And so we're talking about a potential here for World War III. Now, Russia has everything to lose to allow that, and I believe that they will strike very hard, and NATO will have to respond. And so if you think Russia's bluffing, there's a reason why they hit some of these forward NATO bases in western Ukraine. It's very close to the Polish border. It's a message that was sent even a couple of weeks ago. And if NATO doesn't get that message, then they're actively seeking war. And if you listen to the senile old fool, Joe Biden, he's kind of giving away that this is the plan. And so it's going to be the 82nd Airborne going in, 40,000 troops. And we're talking about a no-fly zone with NATO planes, which also means that they will have to shoot down MiGs. And again, we're talking about World War III here. And is Russia going to back down? I don't think so.